I'm walking down the same street where we used to lose our sense of direction. Now it is just a corridor of neon lights reflecting my own shadow, cold reflection. The rain is falling in a steady rhythmic pattern, a drumbeat of some forgotten war. And I am searching for your ghost in every puddle, wanting to see you just once more. Your footsteps are gone, replaced by the heavy, indifferent splashes of strangers in the night. They are heading home to warmth, to love, to a future that is still burning bright. But I am trapped in this loop, a pedestrian of my own grief, walking without a destination, trying to find the exact coordinate where we first experienced our divine sweet salvation. It's a symphony of longing, a melody that only the broken can truly hear and understand. I reach out to touch the cold damp air, imagining the ghost of your hand in my hand. But there is nothing but the mist, the chill of the season, and the weight of the years. And every single drop that hits my skin feels like a reservoir of all my unshed tears. I look at the windows of the apartments, seeing the flickers of lives being lived in peace. And I wonder if there will ever be a moment of respite, a way for this hunger to cease. But the city is a labyrinth, a maze of concrete and silence that keeps me confined. And I am just a souvenir of our love, a fragment of the past that you left behind. I walk until my bones ache, until the city lights blur into a singular blinding haze. Lost in the rhythm of the rain, lost in the architecture of our own final bitter days. The calendar is alive, a series of numbers that suggest that we are moving forward. But I am anchored to the exact second you let go, standing on the edge of the sword. The world is spinning in its orbit, the trees are turning from green to gold and back. But I am locked in the amber of that final argument on that precise, invisible track. I'm living in a yesterday that has been wallpapered over the reality of today. I am a ghost haunting the corners of the life that we were supposed to build and sway. The pictures on the walls are smiling, a taunting display of a joy that was stolen. And the hollow in my chest is a wound that refuses to heal, remains forever swollen. I watch the dust motes dancing in the light, wondering if you were doing the same. Wondering if you ever, in the quiet of your own space, whisper my broken name. Or if I have been completely purged, scrubbed from the record of your brand new life, leaving me to wrestle with the jagged, cutting serrated edges of this invisible knife. Why is it so easy for you to turn the page, to write a new chapter without a blink, while I am still standing at the edge of the abyss, too exhausted to even properly think? I am a statue in a gallery of memories, an exhibit of what happens when love dies. I am the only one who still remembers the color of the truth behind all of our lies. Time has stopped, the clock is broken, the gears are seized with the rest of my sorrow. I am a man without a future, a man who has completely run out of any tomorrow. The heavy crimson velvet curtain is finally descending on the stage of our shared history. I am standing in the dark, wrestling with the final cold and uncomfortable mystery of how we went from an epic grand performance to this lonely, quiet and hollow end. I am digging through the dirt of the memory, trying to find the pieces I can mend. The orchestras pack their instruments, the music is now just a ringing in my ears, a symphony of everything we promised, dissolving into a sea of my own silent fears. I gave you the keys to the kingdom, I handed you the map to my most secret soul, and you, with the effortless grace of a stranger, took it all and left me with a hole. Now the stage is a tomb, a museum of the passion that we burned down to the ground. I am listening for your footsteps, but there is absolutely, hauntingly, never a sound. I take a final bow to the empty house, to the vacant seats that once held our friends. This is the finale, the point where the narrative fractures and the story truly ends. I am not searching for a sequel, I am not waiting for the lights to come back up. I am just drinking the bitterness of the sediment at the bottom of the poison cup. It was a masterpiece of wreckage, a beautiful explosion, a tragic, magnificent fire. And I am the only one left standing in the ashes of our own mutual shared desire. I look into the mirror and I don't recognize the face that is staring back at me. I am a collection of scars, a portrait of the person I was never meant to be. The show is over, the silence is absolute, and for the first time I have no more to say. The clock on the wall is a relentless metronome, marking the seconds of my decay. It is 3 in the morning, the hour when the world hides all the masks of the day. I am staring at the ceiling, tracing the invisible cracks that look like a map of my loss. Calculated in the silence, where I constantly count every single agonizing cost. Your side of the bed is a vast Arctic desert where the sheets are still unnaturally cold. A monument to the story of us that was cut short, a chapter that went untold. I find myself talking to the shadows, asking them if they know where you might be. If you ever feel the sudden phantom weight of my absence crashing into the sea of your new life, your new laughter, your new reasons for waking up with a grin, while I am still trapped in the loop of what if and the weight of every hidden sin. I close my eyes in the darkness, filled with the static of our last conversation. A barrage of jagged words, a testament to the collapse of our entire foundation. I wanna reach for my phone to type out the words that have been burning my tongue, but the screen stays dark, a black mirror reflecting the song that remains unsung. Is it true that you found someone else who provides the comfort I failed to provide? Is it true that you are finally okay with all the parts of yourself you used to hide? The moonlight carves a pale ghostly silhouette across the empty floor, and I realize that even if you walk through that frame, I'd want more, or maybe less, because the memory of you is becoming a labyrinth, a place where I constantly get lost, waiting for the dawn to erase the haunting 3 a.m. realization of the total cost. The sky outside is bruising into a deep, unforgiving shade of violet, and I am sitting here captive in this room, playing the part of the quiet. The rain is not just falling, it is interrogating the glass with rhythmic force, reminding me that time is a river that has been permanently diverted from its course. I trace the path of a single drop, watching it race toward the bottom edge, just like the day I stood beside you on the precipice of that forgotten ledge. I can still smell the petrichor, the damp earth, and the scent of your woolen coat, and the jagged lump of unspoken apologies that is currently stuck in my throat. You moved on to a landscape where the seasons don't require the rain to mourn, while I am here meticulously counting the days since the silence was first born. I try to remember the way your eyes looked before they turned into glass, before you became a stranger in the shadow of the moments we watched pass. The world outside is washing clean, a rebirth I cannot seem to participate in. I am anchored to the floorboards, drowning in the beautiful, familiar sin of loving a memory more than I love the air that I am currently breathing, watching the storm reflect the chaotic, desperate process of my grieving. If the rain could could speak, would it tell you about the nights I spent awake, counting the infinite ways a human heart is capable of knowing how to break? I am a ghost in my own apartment, a relic of a life that you discarded, waiting for a door to open, waiting for a past that has long been guarded. I keep this faded square of glossy white tucked into the inner lining of my chest, a relic of a time when we were both brave and naive and truly, deeply blessed. The colors are shifting, the blue of the sky is turning to a bruised and sickly yellow, and the memory of your smile is losing its edges, becoming soft, becoming mellow. I remember the camera shutter clicking, a momentary freeze of a perfect fleeting light, before the inevitable descent into the long, cold and unforgiving winter night. I stare at your eyes in the print and wonder if you ever look back at these ghosts, if you ever stand in the silence of your new life and raise a glass to unspoken toasts, to the people we were before the reality of the world began to grind us thin, before we learned the intricate, painful ways that a heart can truly begin to sin. I can see the background of the shot, a park bench, a stray dog, the way the wind blew, a tiny insignificant detail that holds more truth than any word I ever said to you. Time is the ultimate thief, a silent prowler who steals the details while we sleep, leaving me with nothing but this image and the promises I was never meant to keep. I try to sharpen the focus to recall the texture of your hand holding on to mine, to remember the exact, precise feeling of being perfectly, blissfully, eternally fine. But the picture is curling at the edges and the image is becoming increasingly blurred, and I am left in the dark, haunted by the memory of a voice that I haven't heard for months, for years, for a lifetime of days that feel like a singular, endless stretch. I am just a collector of fragments, a lonely, desperate, and grief-stricken wretch, staring at a ghost in a frame, waiting for the ink to fade until it's perfectly black, waiting for the moment I finally accept that you are never, ever coming back. The spotlight is a blinding, white surgical light that exposes every single crack. I am standing in the center of a void, knowing there is no turning back. The audience is a sea of featureless faces, a tidal wave of expectation, while I am navigating the wreckage of my own private, internal devastation. I remember the way the stage floor felt beneath our feet when we stood here together, before the inevitable shift in the climate, before the changing of the weather. Now the floor is just cold wood and the microphone is a hollow metallic shell that carries the weight of every lie I told myself so that I wouldn't have to dwell on the way you looked at me, that brief fleeting flicker of genuine grace before you turned into a silhouette I can no longer accurately trace. I sing the chorus and the sound bounces off the walls, a lonely distorted cry, a desperate attempt to reach across the distance and ask you why. The band behind me is playing a melody that feels like a slow motion car crash. Every beat of the drum is a pulse, every cymbal clash is a memory turning to ash. They applaud the sorrow, they love the way I bleed into the rhythm of the tune, completely unaware that I am howling at the ghost of a hidden waiting moon. I am a prisoner of this performance, a slave to the narrative we once shared, when life was a tapestry of colors and we weren't so terrified and scared. But now the lights are going down and the house is clearing out one by one, and I am left here in the dark, realizing the play of our love is finally done. I search the back of the room for a face that I know will never appear, surrounded by the ringing of the applause and the heavy, suffocating silence of my fear. Keep a wooden box in the back of my closet, filled with letters I'll never send, a collection of confessions, a paper graveyard where my broken heart chose to mend. The ink is fading, the paper is yellowing, just like the promises we made in the sun, before we realized that our race was over, before it had even truly begun. I walk through the streets where we used to be gods of our own small, quiet world, where every secret was a banner that we proudly and defiantly unfurled. Now the pavements are just concrete, and the air is just oxygen and exhaust, and I am a scavenger picking through the remnants of everything we lost. I should have told you that the silence between us was growing teeth and claws, that we were circling the drain of our own making, ignoring the natural laws of love needing maintenance, of hearts needing the honest, painful truth. Instead we played the roles of the tragic lovers, wasting the currency of our youth. The unspoken goodbye is a physical weight, a stone I carry inside my chest, a perpetual reminder that I never put our shared history to a final proper rest. I see you sometimes in the peripheral of my vision, a trick of the street light, a phantom limb of a relationship that was severed in the middle of the night. Every time I speak your name, the words taste like copper, like a wound left open, a lingering proof of the unspoken, a testament to the beauty that we have broken. I keep on hiding in these shadows, avoiding the sunlight of the new day, because to move forward is thousands of miles away, and that this unspoken goodbye is the only thing we have left to claim. A permanent static entry in the ledger of my own self-inflicted shame. They say that tragedy reaches a peak, a summit where the suffering must start to recede. But I have been living in the valley of this agony, where the wounds continue to bleed. I reached the point of hurting where the nerves have simply ceased to send their signal. I am an empty vessel, a hollowed out ghost of the man who once felt love as a ritual. I walk through the city and the noise is just a blurred, discordant, synthetic hum. I'm waiting for the feeling to return, but I am permanently, agonizingly and utterly numb. The tears have dried into salt lines, a map of where my soul has been torn apart. I play the part of the functional human while carrying a dead star inside my heart. But every night the facade collapses under the weight of the silence I cannot contain. I find myself back in the wreckage, back in the dark, back in the cycle of the pain. It's a peculiar kind of torture to remember exactly how it felt to be truly alive, and yet be completely incapable of finding a reason to simply merely survive. I am numb to the touch, to the warmth of the sun, to the changing of the seasons. I've stopped looking for the why, I've stopped searching for the logical reasons. Why you left, why we broke, why the world keeps spinning despite this grief. I am a prisoner of this numbness, searching for a permanent, final and total relief. Every breath is a labor, every movement is a calculated, painful mechanical chore. I don't know who I am anymore, standing on this cold and indifferent shore. You were drifting away, not with a crash, but with the quietness of settling snow, a ghost of a promise, a fading echo of a melody that I used to know. I reach out into the void, but my fingers only grasp at the cooling, thinning air, tracing the outline of a life that is no longer being lived with me anywhere. I remember the summer of the golden hours, when the world was a canvas of light, when your laughter was the only thing that kept away the coming of the night. But seasons are indifferent, and time is a scavenger that cares nothing for me. Dragged you into the horizon, while I remain shackled to the shore of this sea. The silhouette you left behind is a jagged tear in the fabric of my daily routine. I see it in the steam of my morning coffee, this universe is conspiring to remind me of the distance to you. I try to reconstruct your face, the exact curve of your smile, the depth of your gaze. But it's like trying to hold on to smoke, like trying to navigate a tightening maze. The weight of this surrender is a coat I have to wear, heavy and lined with lead, a constant shivering reminder of the thousand things we should have said but didn't. And now the silence is the only thing that answers when I call. I am leaning against the wall of this existence, waiting for the sky to finally fall. You are the sunset I can never reach, the horizon line that keeps retreating, and I am just the rhythm of a heart that is tired of its own repetitive beating. Gone are the days of the certainty, gone are the days of the shared warm breath. I am just a passenger on a journey that feels like a slow, deliberate death. Loving a silhouette, loving a shadow, loving the absence of what used to be real. Watching the world move on while I am still struggling to find out how to heal. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and the traffic lights are green, changing for the ghosts of cars that haven't yet been seen. The convenience store is glowing with a pale and yellow glare. The clerk is falling fast asleep upon his plastic chair. I'm sitting on the curbstone with a cigarette in hand, watching all the smoke dissolve across this lonely land. The air is getting colder as the night begins to peak, and the silence in the neighborhood is more than I can speak. I used to call you at this hour when I couldn't find my sleep. We would talk about the secrets that we promised we would keep. Now my phone is completely silent, just a brick of glass and light. No notifications breaking through the darkness of the night. The distant sound of highway trucks is humming like a drone, reminding every sleeper that they're ultimately alone. I trace my finger in the dust upon the concrete ground and listen to the emptiness that makes the loudest sound. Midnight turned to morning on this isolated street, where the shadows of our memories are running incomplete. I am wandering through the city like a man without a name, playing out a tragedy where nobody takes the blame. The neon signs are flickering above my heavy head, saying all the bitter things that we should have never said. It's 3 a.m. and I am still awake because of you, in a world that lost its color and turned a lonely shade of blue. I pass by your apartment building, staring at the floor, where the number on the buzzer doesn't matter anymore. The windows are all dark and black, everybody is in bed, and I'm just walking circles with these demons in my head. I wonder if you're sleeping sweet, or if you're waking too, if the ghost of our dead love is also haunting you. Or maybe I'm the only one who cannot find the break, who has to stay awake for every single memory's sake. The wind is blowing garbage bags across the empty lane, a low fidelity soundtrack to a very high fidelity pain. The beat is slow and heavy like the ticking of a clock, as I keep on walking down this never-ending block. The sky is turning purple, the stars begin to fade, and I am still the prisoner of the choice that we both made. Midnight turned to morning on this isolated street, where the shadows of our memories are running incomplete. I am wandering through the city like a man without a name, playing out a tragedy when nobody takes the blame. The neon signs are flickering above my heavy head, saying all the bitter things that we should have never said. It's 3 a.m. and I am still awake because of you, in a world that lost its color and turned a lonely shade of blue. The sun is trying to rise to open up the skies, but the night remains in me as deep as the deep blue sea. Still 3 a.m. Time never ends. The stage is getting dark, the curtains slowly fall, the fading shadows dancing on the empty wall. I pack away the microphone, the cables on the floor, and lock the memory behind a heavy iron door. No one sees the shaking hands, the silence in my chest. I gave the crowd my everything, but you were all the rest. The echoes of the cheers begin to slowly die away, leaving all the painful things I never got to say. I walk across the hardwood floor where millions used to stare, but underneath the spotlight beams there's only hollow air. A ghost of your reflection seems to stand right by my side, with all the bitter secrets that I always had to hide. I remember how you used to wait right there behind the wings. Now the loneliness is wrapping round the melody I sing. The heavy velvet curtain cuts the world into 2 halves, and I am on the darker side where nobody else laughs. Don't ask me if I'm doing fine beneath the blinding light. My broken heart is shattering into the quiet night. I wear a smile for the world, a mask upon my face, but I am just a tragedy trapped in an empty space. The music keeps on playing though my spirit wants to break. I'm holding back the ocean for somebody else's sake, so let the speakers drown the tears that I can never show. because the man upon the stage has nowhere left to go. The dressing room is quiet now. The mirror looks at me. It shows a tired stranger that I never wish to be. I wipe away the makeup, but the sadness stays behind. An endless loop of your goodbye is running through my mind. They tell me that I made it big. They say I'm on the thrive, but they don't see the hollow look that's living in my eyes. I trade the platinum records and the stadium of screams just to hold you for a second in the middle of my dreams. But dreams are only fabric made of wishes and of smoke. I learned the hardest lesson on the day my spirit broke. The chords are growing heavy and the keys are turning cold. The greatest love story that will never quite be told. I'm standing in the center where the spotlight burns so bright, but the center of the stage is just the coldest place tonight. Don't ask me if I'm doing fine. Living the light. My broken heart is shattering into the quiet night. I wear a smile for the world, a mask upon my face, but I am just a tragedy trapped in an empty space. The music keeps on playing though my spirit wants to break. I'm holding back the ocean for somebody else's sake. So let the speakers drown the tears that I can never show, because the man upon the stage has nowhere left to go. The last light turns to black. There is no turning back. The microphone is silent on the stand, just an empty stage in a lonely land. I'm not okay, but I'll smile anyway. I found an old shoebox beneath the corner of my bed, full of dusty photographs and things we never said. The edges are all yellowed and the colors starting to fade, like the beautiful illusions that our foolish spirits made. I picked up one from summer when we went down to the coast, and suddenly the room was filled with everybody's ghost. You were laughing at the camera with the ocean in your hair, and for a single moment I believed that you were there. The crackle of the vinyl record plays a lazy tune. The afternoon is slipping into a lonely afternoon. I touch the glossy paper where your fingers used to trace, trying to remember every detail of your face. But time is like an eraser, making everything so dim. The memory is drowning and it doesn't know how to swim. We look so damn invincible, so certain of the path, before we knew the math of love and all its aftermath. These photographs of birds bittersweet surrender just to see how much we changed. Two lives that used to be a one completely rearranged. I am smiling at the memory, but bleeding deep inside from all the waves of longing that I thought had finally died. Every picture is a fragment of a heart that used to beat before our love story became so terribly incomplete. Here is one from winter, when the snow was on the ground. We were wrapped in one big scarf, the sweetest thing we found. Your eyes were looking at me like I was the only star. Now I don't even know exactly who or where you are. Did you throw away your shoebox? Did you burn the Polaroids? Did you fill up all the spaces and the quiet empty voids? Or do you sit sometimes at night when all the lights are low and wonder why the hell we ever had to let it go? The dust is floating in the sunbeams across the empty room, turning all these happy memories into a heavy tomb. I'm holding on to paper because the reality is gone. A desperate, lonely sailor waiting for a hopeless dawn. I put the lid back on the box and slide it out of sight, but the ghost will surely find me when I close my eyes tonight. These photographs are burning holes right through my trembling hand, looking at a paradise that turned to sinking sand. It's a bittersweet surrender just to see how much we changed. Two lives that used to be a one completely rearranged. I am smiling at the memory, but bleeding deep inside from all the waves of longing that I thought had finally died. Every picture is a fragment of a heart that used to be before our love story became so terribly incomplete. Just paper and ink, it makes me think of what we used to be. You and me, locked in a frame, shouting your name. My mind is a sprawling, abandoned labyrinth, overgrown with the weeds of my regret. The architecture of hallways that lead only to the memories I'm not allowed to forget. The thoughts are tangled wires, sparking in the dark, sending false signals to my heart, trying to reassemble the wreckage of the machine, trying to find a place to restart. But the blueprint was shredded, the foundation was hollowed out by the termites of time. And every thought I have is a verse in a poem that can never find a way to rhyme. We were sleeping somewhere else in a different room under a different peaceful star. while I am pacing the perimeter of this prison, charting exactly how far away you are. The silence is loud, it screams with the voices of all the things we didn't dare to say when we had the chance, when the world was open, when the sky wasn't this shade of gray. I try to unravel the knots, but they pull tighter, digging into the soft skin of my sanity. A tightening tourniquet of logic, a desperate attempt to overcome this collective insanity. The darkness is my companion. The shadows are the only ones who know my secret name. And I am just a moth circling the flicker of a distant, cooling and dying blue flame. I wanna reach for a beginning, I wanna find the exit to this internal twisting maze. But every path leads me back to the moment you left, back to the start of these endless days. I am a prisoner of my own reflection, a captive of the narratives I build inside my head, waiting for the dawn to reveal that I have been walking, talking, and living while already dead. If I could reach back through the fabric of the years, through the tears and the debris, I would find the version of us that was still capable of being happy, still capable of being free. But I am a prisoner of the ink. I am permanently etched into the pages of this tragic book, a relic of the narrative, a character who can never survive the final searing, desperate look. The redemption isn't coming, I've realized that now. In the cold, clear light of the truth, salvation is a myth we sold each other during the arrogant, golden years of our youth. You are the horizon, the line where the earth meets the sky, the place wondering what it means to be truly alive. I offer this song as a funeral rite for the version of me that loved you without a fear, a symphony of the final goodbye, testament to every single agonizing wasted year. The stars above are indifferent, the moon is a witness to the things I've chosen to hide. I am shedding the skin of my obsession, letting the current take me out with the tide. There is no climax to this story, no grand resolution, no cinematic perfect happy end, just the slow deliberate process of learning to see you as someone I can no longer defend or love or hold or even remember. Without the ghost of the pain stinging my eyes, I am surrendering to the void. I am letting go of the need for all the beautiful lies. The silence is no longer a cage, it is a canvas so wide open and infinite empty space. And I am finally ready to forget the exact contour of your face. The dawn is breaking, the world is beginning again, and I am standing in the morning light, free of the memory, free of the chains, and finally